Is a Trump supporter. Could you explain who you are so we can understand?
She needs a camera. There she goes.
No, I'm not explaining it. I don't get into politics. I just feel that we do need a change. I voted for Obama. I'll be the first to say it. I think it was the biggest mistake of my life.
All right, guys. Today we have a throwback video displaying the cruel nature that The View has been displaying for years upon years upon years. This is 2016. Joy Behar asked a Trump supporter in the audience their thoughts, and it's just super condescending and rude the whole entire time. It's super frustrating. Before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to RTN News to ensure that YouTube you are getting our videos, and so that way they will continually show up in your feed, and then they'll push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
Woman up there who's a Trump supporter. Stand up and show yourself. There she is.
Don't make her feel bad.
She wants to be
I have a
seen.
question for you.
She's clapping when we're talking about Trump, and I think we appreciate that you're here.
People always ask, who is a Trump supporter? Could you explain who you are so we can understand?
She needs a camera. There she goes.
No, I'm not explaining it. I don't get into politics. I just feel that we do need a change. I voted for Obama. I'll be the first to say it. I think it was the biggest mistake of my life.
Why?
Keep in mind, this is 2016. So when you were asked if you were a Trump supporter in a completely liberal climate, the culture, the media, everyone's telling you that if you like Trump, you're a racist, you're a misogynist, you're a xenophobe, you're a bigot, you're all these names. Like, you are everything. I was called it in my own comment section. And it's like they're just so cruel, and how dare you believe this way? And so her saying I don't want to go into it is not because maybe she doesn't have isn't able to articulate her thoughts. It's like, this is a terrifying time. Like, people spitting in your food. You know how everyone's wearing MAGA hats all over the place today? You can be in California wearing a MAGA hat, and it doesn't really matter anymore. Like, people are like over the fear mongering and all the scare tactics because he wasn't president yet. And so it was like, they didn't get to see him actually in office, and so some people were genuinely scared based on what they had been seeing in the media. And it was a different time. And so her reasoning is, I want to be able to be proud to be an American. I want to be proud to be like a white person. That's fine. I want to see more jobs brought back to our country. I want to see our economy thriving. Keep in mind, we weren't doing the best at this time. And we're doing worse now because of the Biden administration, but like, we were not doing the best, and identity politics was the forefront of everything. Social issues was all people wanted to talk about and focus on, when in reality, like, our border was not secure. You know, that was a huge thing that Trump brought up at that time, that they were just like sitting there calling him racist for, because he said, hey, maybe we should have these illegal aliens that are coming across the border follow our laws. Who'd have thought? And so it's ridiculous. And then with Medicare and Obamacare, like, Trump was like harping on how bad that was too. And you want to point out a couple good things that it may or may have done. I'm sure it's done some good things, or else some people wouldn't be enjoying it, but it's not good overall. And it needed to be tweaked and fixed. And this woman's going to explain, because she works in the health industry, why she doesn't like Obama and why. So I'll let her speak for herself, but let's get back into this.
Why?
Why
was it a mistake?
I work in a hospital. No, I work in a hospital. You want to talk about Obamacare? What it has done to the hospital systems and putting hospitals out of business. You can't get an authorization for Medicaid for any type of treatment that a patient. You have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. Just like at any other job, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So when you look at that, I don't agree with that.
So would you like single payer care like Bernie Sanders says?
No, I don't agree with Bernie Sanders either.
So you don't want any, you want everybody should pay through the nose.
You should have insurance through your company. I do agree with that.
See.
Okay, I do.
What about pre-existing conditions? How do you feel about that?
They should be covered.
They should be covered. Okay,
Absolutely.
So that's part of Obamacare. He changed that.
Yes, but there's certain things that weren't changed that we don't see behind the scenes. Like I said, wherever you work, you know what goes on.
Okay, quickly, what else?
She's so mad. Joy is so annoying. What about this and what about this? What about that? What about that? I just said this before. Obamacare probably has some things that are beneficial to certain individuals, but as a whole, it's not conducive. It's not helpful. It's not American. A lot of the things that, from what I've been informed on, that are involved in Obamacare. And like, people have been saying it's a mess on both sides of the political spectrum. It's not like a one-sided issue. But like, I know for some people, it really has helped them because of maybe the financial situation, and I understand that. But in terms of other people, it's completely screws them over. It doesn't cover the things that they need. And so it's a mess, and it needs to be tweaked and fixed and turned around. And this woman works in healthcare, so she's just saying, like, you know, I as a person who works in this, you don't understand how this is affecting a lot of people in a negative way, and just want to be dismissive. So it's annoying. Well, what about this? What about that? That's not what she's talking about. She's talking about what she said. But
quickly, what else? We got to move on.
I personally think that maybe we need a businessman, because, like you said, every 4 years we always complain about people.
So you would like him to have his taxes everybody should see his taxes, right?
What does it have to do with anything? That was always a weird thing. They want to see his taxes. They want to see his taxes. She said, I want to see a businessman be in office. Oh, well, so you think we should see his taxes? Who cares about that? I mean, she can speak for herself, but like, why does that matter? What does that have to do with making our economy become better than it is right now? What does it have to do with me thinking someone who can generate billions of dollars because he's innovative, he's a businessman, he's creative, he's good at making deals, he knows how to negotiate? Those qualities, those skills are something that I think our leaders should be able to have and not only have those skills, but be excellent at those skills. And that's not a crazy take to say. I mean, obviously this time, again, the fear mongering was so heavy that it didn't really matter what good qualities Trump had. He was going to be seen as a villain, but people can be annoying.
You should see his taxes, right?
I don't think his
She says
taxes
he's
have
a
anything to
businessman.
do with the presidential. I'm sorry, I don't.
But you say like I said, he's a businessman. That's what he's putting out there. So don't
you
want
can
to
see them,
don't
but I
you
don't
want
think
see
that
how
has to do
he
with
ran
what
his
he has to
businesses?
do. I don't think. Do I agree with everything he says? No. Absolutely
I have
not.
a question for you. Do you feel like his job as a reality star has swayed your vote, or does that even not at all?
Absolutely not. I
Because
don't
that's what
watch
people
that.
speculate.
No, I don't watch reality. That.
Okay.
That's nonsense.
Are you working now, honey?
Actually, no. I got an injury, so I'm not working for the past year. But I've seen it all.
But you said you worked in healthcare, or
Yes.
She works in healthcare.
you know, my brother.
Thank you.
Good point.
Thank you very
Both of my
much.
brother-in-laws
Thank you.
are.
Yeah, unemployed for a year with 4 children. Has put them through school. She's my sister. I'm very proud of her.
That has nothing to do with anything. But as a social worker, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I could see where money is needed and we're not getting it. My husband works for not-for-profit with homeless. There is so much more money that is needed that we're not getting.
And you feel that he's going to
And
he's
Obama
gonna solve
stopped
that.
a lot of things. The mayor did love. So.
No cussing. Thank you very much.
No
You can sit
cussing.
down.
Thank you. Sit down.
Joy is anything but joyful. I don't like what you're saying. Sit down. It's ridiculous. And the Raven Simone, no, it has nothing to do with him being a reality star. I knew Donald Trump was. He was in that Mac Miller song. He's been in pop culture. He's a big name. Honestly, funny thing is, before the presidency, I think I was inclined to be more irritated with him. Not because he was rich or anything, but he just kind of seemed annoying to me. But I also didn't watch The Apprentice. I didn't know much about him. I didn't look at anything involving Donald Trump because I didn't care. He's a billionaire, good for him. I genuinely did not care. It wasn't until he started running and talking about how he wanted to run the country and do these great things for our country and make us great again and bring jobs back, make America a rich, safe country. I was like, I like the sound of that. We want to secure our borders. I like the sound of that. You want us to be able to be Christians and not be persecuted. Although it says it happens in the Bible, going to happen. But a president that's going to sit there and try and stop that, I love that. Thank you. You're allowed to agree to disagree instead of being vilified for your beliefs. I like that. Thank you. So it wasn't until he started running for presidency that I was like, I like him. So it had nothing to do with his reality thing. If anything, had you told me that Donald Trump was running for president before I knew anything that he was going to be promoting or trying to implement in policy, I'd be like, I don't know about that. It wasn't until he started speaking. Went to my first rally and I was like, no, I like this guy. He's good. I'm a big fan. So I don't think that really had a lot to do with anything for anyone, other than maybe his ability to draw people on camera. If he was a liar, but he's not an actor, it's reality. I don't know. I mean, reality TV is a little scripted. Anyways, it's ridiculous. But The View continues to be, to this day, because this is 2016, it's 2024, the worst show on television. So, but they give us content, so I guess we'll just keep watching their nonsense. And I mean, the pendulum is swung. People don't believe them anymore. Anyway, so good. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment your thoughts down below. I want to know what you guys are thinking, and I will see you on the next one.